Hello guys, welcome back to our anime moment. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of Battle Through the Heavens 2. Rebirth of Emperor Yang Part 44 based on novel. So let's start. Strange fire. When the flame in Xiao Yan's palm appeared, everyone on the Void Square was surprised. Even many contestants destroyed by the pill had no time to take care of the medicine tripod in front of them, but turned their eyes to Xiao Yan. The dozens of semi-imperialist strongmen around the stand are also looking at Xiao Yan. To be exact, it should be the gorgeous flame in Xiao Yan's palm. Based on the experience of these old guys, although they can't recognize the different fire in Xiao Yan's hand, they are also 100% sure that the flame in Xiao Yan's palm is definitely the different fire in this world. The power of different fire is unpredictable. Now different fire comes out and 10,000 fire worship. There is no need to continue the competition among the three people. Next, even if Moshe still wants to compete with Xiao Yan forcibly, he has no chance of winning. In front of different fire, even if he can use his own strength to promote the prestige of the ink flame, he can't compete with Xiao Yan. If he wants to win Xiao Yan, he can only wait until the time of alchemy. Hum. With a cold hum from his nose, Moshe waved his big sleeve and moved his mind. He forcibly took back the ink flame that had become as docile as a sheep, and turned around to return to his seat. Today, he slapped himself in the face in public. The pain made him a second-class herbalist angry. Brother Moshe, why hurry to step back? Your bet hasn't been given to me yet. Are you a second-class herbalist who still wants to pay off under the attention of the public? When the people heard the words in Xiao Yan's mouth, many people couldn't help laughing. This Moshe has gone the old way of Li Gan again. Moshe was also said by Xiao Yan. His eyes were almost ready to spit fire. An old face became distorted at the moment when he turned away, and the meaning of resentment in his heart was unknown. Shua. With a wave of the big sleeve, sharp wind broke out in an instant, and a red golden streamer also shot out from between Moshe's sleeves, like a sharp blade killing people, cutting through the void and shooting hard at Xiao Yan. Xiao Yan saw this, but a sneer arose from the corners of his mouth and his heart moved. When the streamer came, a circle of gorgeous flame appeared around the streamer out of thin air and wrapped it forcibly. Hiss. With a hissing sound, when the fire group came to Xiao Yan, it was automatically extinguished, and the crystal stone seemed to have been burned by a different fire. When Moshe saw this, he was even more angry with Xiao Yan, but after all, he turned into a cold hum. As soon as Big Sleeve stroked, he walked away. Xiao Yan's mouth also showed a faint smile. Qianjing, naturally, he would not let go. The scene just now was just a cover-up. At the moment, Qianjing has fallen into the space opened up by Xiao Yan. When Moshe left, Xiao Yan also glanced at the little green and gold beast still around the different fire in his hand. With a strong grip of his palm, the little beast hissed and was swallowed up by the different fire in Xiao Yan's palm. At the same time, Wei Yi, who was still standing beside Xiao Yan, turned white in an instant and couldn't stop rolling in his throat, as if he had suffered an internal injury. This green gold beast has 1/10 of its origin. At the moment, it is swallowed up by Xiao Yan's strange fire. Wei Yi is naturally hurt. Seeing that his green gold beast was swallowed up by Xiao Yan's strange fire, Wei Yi was also an old face. His skin twitched violently, and his mouth made bursts of creaking teeth rubbing sound. Suddenly, Wei Yi couldn't help his anger. He stretched out his hand and pointed at Xiao Yan angrily. He shouted angrily. Rock Owl! You are also an elder with the title of our herbalist guild. Why did you devour my animal fire for no reason? In this regard, Xiao Yan just glanced casually and walked towards his seat. When passing by Wei Yi, Xiao Yan also said plainly. Moshe lost and gave the bet. I saw that you didn't move and saw the little thing again. Naturally, I took it. It's just a pity that it's just a small flame, which can't be of great use. Well? As soon as Xiao Yan said this, Wei Yi finally couldn't hold back. A trace of blood from the corners of his mouth slowly flowed down, and his face turned pale in an instant. In this regard, Gu Li and Kai Phosphorus on the grandstand seemed not to see them. They turned to the contestants on the void square who had not recovered, and then shouted to them. Have you seen enough? Time remains the same, and alchemy continues. As soon as Gu Li's voice fell, the atmosphere in the scene quickly returned to the beginning, as if everything had never happened before, and their thoughts changed rapidly. One day, after a fast, countless pills flowed slowly before. On the first day, when it was dark, it finally became empty. On the first day, for Xiao Yan, it was just a passing game. Later, before reaching their high-level herbalist competition, what he wanted was just as he wanted. As judges, Gu Li and others are naturally not so lucky, but they have to sit here until the end of the conference. Of course, this is just a matter of a blink of an eye for their semi-imperialist strong men. Night has come. In a secret inn, two figures were sitting at the table. Wei looked at the opposite Mo Shai with a bad look. There was a sense of vigilance in his eyes. Before he left, Mo Shai secretly called him and asked him to meet here. Wei Yi didn't know what Mo Shai was looking for him for. The reason why Wei Yi will come here after all is because Mo Shai told him that if he wants to revenge Xiao Yang, he must come. Brother Wei is still coming. Mo Shai looked at Wei Yi with a warm smile and put his teacup on the table with one hand. Then he slowly opened his mouth and smiled. Seeing the scene of Mo Shai, Wei Yi snorted coldly, leaned slightly to one side, and said coldly with a straight face. The reason why I came here is that I want the rock owl to die. Regardless of my face, he forcibly swallowed up my original fire. I must let him return this account with his life. I want him to know that he doesn't know that the yellow-haired boy can move my Wei Yi's things. As soon as the voice fell, Wei Yi suddenly shot a powerful light in his old eyes. When his anger surged, the tea in his hand that hadn't been drunk burst together with the cup. Mo Shai also looked at Wei with a slight squint in his eyes, and then quietly moved away. Just at the moment of turning around, a very obscure dark light flashed from the bottom of Mo Shai's eyes. That's good. Since Brother Wei wants the rock owl to die, it's much easier to do. I'm afraid he's from your medicine refining guild. You'll hinder me. But it seems that you and I can work together once. Mo Shai smiled coldly at the corners of his mouth, with the meaning of yin and evil on his face. The space in front of his palm was slowly disturbed. A beautiful face was manifested out of thin air, and then at the end of Mo Shai's voice, he suddenly grasped it and turned into nothingness in an instant. Wei Yi gave a cold hum, and then turned his voice and said again. Come on, what conditions do you have? Mo Shai's eyebrows were light. I didn't expect to enter the theme so soon. Brother Wei, why are you so anxious? I'm not only going to tell you this today, but also one thing, which is very important to you, Brother Wei. Mo Shai smiled and looked up at Wei Yi. Wei Yi's eyes narrowed slightly when he heard the speech, which is very important. Now he has no lack of power and status. Why is it important? He snorted coldly, but Wei Yi looked at Mo Shai and said nothing. Mo Shai seemed to see what Wei Yi was thinking, hummed twice, smiled and said, Brother Wei, don't you think you're really doing so well now? But in my opinion, your relationship with President Gu Li is extremely poor. I'm afraid half of your hatred for the rock owl comes from Gu Li. You want to sow discord. It's not that I want to sow discord, but that you are at a disadvantage now. As long as Gu Li is still the president, you will never have a chance. At this point, Wei Yi also stared at the smiling Mo Shai in front of him. After a long time, he snorted coldly again and said in a deep voice, What the hell are you trying to say? Mo Shai smiled, knowing that Wei Yi had been hooked, and said with a smile, What I want to say is to let you replace Gu Li. Before the words fell, Wei Yi's eyes suddenly coagulated, staring at Mo Shai, as if he was going to eat him. After the good film was engraved, he forced down his excitement, took a deep breath, slowly opened his mouth to Mo Shai and said, I know you won't help me in vain. Come on, what conditions do you have? Brother Wei is really straightforward. In that case, I won't go around much more. I can find someone to help you kill the rock owl or help you get the position of president of the Medicine Refining Association. I have only two purposes. First, the strange fire of the rock owl belongs to me. As soon as he said this, the skin in the corner of Wei Yi's eye also shook violently, but finally he nodded and said in a low voice, "It's up to you. You help me kill the rock owl. I've already guessed about the strange fire. What else?" Moshe smiled again at the corners of his mouth, took a sip of the tea in the cup, then raised his eyes to face Wei Yi. The light in his eyes flickered, and slowly said, "Another thing, when you and I compete in medicine refining, you will lose to me." Boom! Before his voice fell, the chair under Wei burst into bits of debris. The Nanmu table on one side was also snapped by his palm. Wei Yi stood up and glared at Moshe. His voice was as gloomy as if it had come from the Jiuyo Yellow Spring. There was a cyan flame in his eyes, which made the space in front of him distorted. "Moshe, don't push an inch. It's not that I want to advance an inch, but that you want to replace Jiu Li. First of all, you must lose to me. Do you forget the real reason why Jiu Li asked Yang Xiao to do it?" At this point, Wei Yi also suddenly realized that Nanlincheng was ambitious. The Drug Refining Association between the two cities had long made an agreement. If the Wild Ancient City was defeated by Nanlincheng at the Drug Refining Association, Nanlincheng would send someone to replace the president of the Wild Ancient City's Drug Refining Association. If Jiu Li hadn't been trying to hold his position as president, he wouldn't have asked the rock owl to do it again. Old man, you have been guarding against me for a long time. If you let me go like this again, I'm afraid my position will be withdrawn by you. Okay, I can promise you, but don't forget the agreement you made yourself. Seeing this, Moshe nodded and smiled and said, "That's natural. I won't cross the river and tear down the bridge like Jiu Li." Wei Yi snorted noncommittally when he heard the speech, then turned his voice and asked again, "When are you going to fight the rock owl?" Moshe smiled at Yang, looked at the sky outside, slowly opened his mouth and said with a smile, "Wait. I have sent someone to monitor him. Once the rock owl has any action, I will know for the first time. He is a rock owl, but he is just a lamb to be slaughtered." When Moshe and Wei Yi were working together to think about how to deal with Xiao Yan had already returned to the inn. Sitting on the bed, Xiao Yan finally couldn't help laughing. As soon as his palm turned over, a piece of reddish gold crystal appeared in Xiao Yan's hand. Red inflamed crystal is also a better kind of inflamed crystal with fire attribute. With it, the third incarnation is landing. Moshe thought that Kaiyang crystal was not valuable, so he took it out as a bet, but unfortunately, he finally followed Xiao Yan's heart. In the eyes of outsiders, the attribute crystal stones such as Kaiyang crystal are not precious. They are mostly used to refine their fighting spirit or change their fighting spirit by luck to make it stronger. Although the fighting spirit after variation usually becomes extremely powerful, most people only make the fighting spirit more solid and pure after refining, and can't get much change. Of course, if good luck makes fighting spirit mutate and produce some special effects, it can be regarded as making a lot of money. But today, in everyone's opinion, even if Xiao Yan got the red flame crystal, Xiao Yan with different fire added to him with the red flame crystal, he was equally useless. You know, there is nothing that can make different fire change between heaven and earth. Even the red inflammatory crystal with some permissibility can never stand the roasting of different fire. However, Xiao Yan's purpose is not just for this. Walking to the window, Xiao Yan looked up at the empty square and saw the skylight. Xiao Yan raised an inexplicable smile at the corner of his mouth. A faint light flashed in his eyes. Turning around, the remaining light in the corner of his eye glanced at the door, and then walked quietly to the door. The next moment, a cold light burst out in Xiao Yan's eyes. When his mind moved, the wooden door burst with a bang. At the door, there was a mysterious array that had not been completely paved. In a dark corner, Xiao Yan also vaguely explored an extremely obscure atmosphere. It's just 9 stars fighting the saint. How dare you set a trap under my eyelids? I really think I'm made of mud. Get out. In Xiao Yan's eyes, the cold light stares at the darkness, and the people there also notice Xiao Yan's eyes. He is surprised. He can't imagine that Xiao Yan can still detect him when he uses the hidden interest symbol. But there was no room for him to think more. An irresistible force appeared out of thin air around him. At the next moment, he was shocked to find that the fighting spirit in his body was forcibly sealed at this moment. Is this the real power of a semi-emperor strong man? If you move your mind, you can seal a fighting saint strong man. Bang! The body pulled by this huge force slammed into the unfinished array. The array was also instantly broken, and an extremely powerful spatial turbulence broke out. The figure wrapped in black was also bombarded by the turbulence, spitting out a big mouthful of blood, which was obviously seriously injured. However, Xiao Yan was still indifferent. He stared at the man with both eyes. There was a flash of fire in his eyes. Then he slowly said, "Moshe sent you? Look at this array. It should be a small transmission array. It seems that the guy is afraid he can't deal with me in the wild ancient city." For Xiao Yan's words, the man who was struggling to support his body and was trying to stand up in front of him was obviously a little surprised. When he saw the wisps of fire in Xiao Yan's eyes, the man was shocked and hurried to say, "What do you want to do? I tell you, even if you are stronger than me, you must not kill." Before the words fell, there was a brilliant fire in Xiao Yan's eyes. Then the next moment, the man's figure turned into nothingness, that is, even the ashes had not been left. Noisy. When the voice fell, Xiao Yan moved, and he immediately left the inn. As soon as he stepped on the void, he flew away from the wild ancient city. When Xiao Yan's figure disappeared in the vast night, a figure came out from another place outside the inn, suspended in the air, looked at the direction Xiao Yan left, and then looked at the inn. His eyes narrowed slightly. Then he moved his figure and left quickly. A moment later, the man came to Moshe, knelt on one knee and told Moshe in detail what he had seen and guessed in his heart. "What are you talking about? Wu Mohoe is dead." With a bang, Moshe was soft all over and sat down in the chair behind him. The skin at the corners of his eyes was twitching constantly, and his heart was flustered. Wei Yi, on the other side, was stunned when he heard that it was also a loud name in the wild ancient city. Then he looked at Moshe in surprise and shouted, "You old devil, you pulled Wu Mohoe over to monitor the rock owl. What strength is the rock owl? Don't you know that you really want to get into that guy?" When Moshe heard the speech, he turned away from the corners of his mouth, squinted and said, "I can't blame you." I reminded him that the rock owl is a herbalist. Who makes him believe that his hidden breath talisman is so magical? If you want to blame it, you can only blame the rock owl. I don't care who you blame. If that guy comes, don't pull me in. I don't know anything about it. Listening to Wei Yi's words of abandoning the relationship, Moshe's eyes became colder and colder, but finally he turned into a cold hum and smiled. "Do you think you can escape? You should be clear. My boat comes on, but you can't go down. If you have to get rid of this relationship with me, don't come back to me when you're at the end of your rope." Wei Yi wanted to refute something, but finally he snorted coldly, turned his head and said nothing. And Moshe also turned his eyes to the man who was half kneeling in front of him again, suddenly glanced a cruel color in his eyes, and then slowly said, "Ask Wang Chifang to find the second elder and tell them the whereabouts of the rock owl. They will deal with the rock owl." When the man heard the speech, he nodded quickly. Then his body flashed and disappeared in place. After listening to the two familiar names, Wei Yi smiled, looked at Moshe and said with a smile, "It's really unexpected that you invited them. In this way, it's inevitable to take the rock owl. Wang Qifangsun is a 7-star and a half emperor, and they both come from the same force. Their martial arts and fighting skills complement each other. If they come out together, the rock owl must die." When the voice fell, Moshe and Wei Yi looked at each other again and smiled. Then there were bursts of laughter. On the other side, two old men in brocade robes were chasing Xiao Yang away. This video will end here.